Good afternoon, Facebook world. Mike Evans here with back to school tip number 3, the big C. Now this big C is not quite as bad as some big C's we have in our life. This one is communication. So whether we have a younger child or a teenager, communication becomes very important in the role that we play as a parent. Very often we fall into the trap of being the dictator, not in the sense of being the evil tyrant, but in the sense of telling the kids what they should be doing, letting them know what the boundaries are, correcting them. When in essence, very often what they need to do is be able to figure it out for themselves, but to talk it out with us, just like we go to our best friend when we have a challenge. So it's going to be very important that throughout life you keep an open line of communication with your child so that they're more likely to come to you when they're having a problem. Now today's problems, we're not into the school year yet, so we're going to talk more about fears of problems or worries that they might have, because it simply hasn't happened yet. 80% of our fears, something like that, just don't come true anyway, but our mind is so powerful that very often it traps us like that. So one of the things that I want you to do is find a time to dedicate to conversation, whether it's after you pick your kids up from work and you're transitioning from work life to home life, or it's before bed, or it's while you're washing their hair in the tub, whatever it is. Create a routine so that you're talking about their day, but also about your day. It's going to be very important for them to hear about how you face problems and solve them. And if you want bonus points, don't talk about your problems or how hard your day was. Talk about the difficulty of the challenges you faced. That is a power word. That is a positive action you took facing that challenge, even if it wasn't successful. So we want to set them up with language that makes them very forward thinking. Now, as we are talking with our kids, we want to engage them not just in us spewing, but in them giving us something back. Ask them, what are some of the great things that you did today at camp or at the babysitter or hanging out with mom or dad, whatever they happen to be doing. Ask them about what was something challenging that they faced today and celebrate whether it was a success or a failure. Give them tips and feedback on how maybe they could have done it better, or how maybe you faced something similar in your past and how you dealt with it. So as we talk about today, our children's anxieties, their fears, their worries, the first thing we have to do is make sure that we don't just dismiss it. Mom, I'm afraid of the boogeyman in my closet. There's no boogeyman in your closet. Go to sleep. We haven't really addressed that fear. And a fear is something that, it's very important to the child. It's something that either they don't understand, that, hey, when it's dark, there is no boogeyman, or it's just something that, maybe they're having transference from another issue. Maybe somebody jumps out behind the tree all the time and scares them, so they have that relationship to, they don't know what's in their closet, and our natural tendency to fear the boogeyman. So we have to really engage in conversation about the anxiety rather than just dismissing it and shutting it down. To your child, that concern is very important. So for us to dismiss it tells them, first of all, that their fears aren't really worth discussion. That's counterproductive to what we're trying to accomplish with conversation, right? But it also kind of tells them that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to you. Just do something different. We want to get them to talk about it. Well, why do you think the boogeyman is in your closet? Oh, because I heard a noise. Oh, well, I used to think there was a boogeyman under my bed because I used to hear a noise, and it turns out it was just the cat sleeping under my bed and purring. We want to kind of address it, acknowledge it, let them know it's okay to feel fear, but also relates to possible other things it could be or ways to solve the problem. We want to make sure that we don't ever brush it aside. Next, as we talked about, you want to have that daily conversation with them. Ask open-ended questions. Ask them, how was your day today? Not, did you have a good day? Ask them, about their challenges. Hey, right flat out, what's something challenging you faced today and how did you handle it? We want to get them talking about their day so that we can key in on things that sound like they're causing anxiety. And instead of pushing it away, oh, don't worry about that. Oh, you sound like you're really stressed about that. Why is that? Tell me about it. Of course, to their age and stage of development. I'll have different conversations with my 3-year-old than I will with my 12-year-old. And then we really want to put their stresses and anxieties into perspective. I'm so worried that people are going to pick on me. Everybody gets bullied at some point in their life. If it's a single instance, great, and you get to go about your life. Some people deal with it every day. Maybe they see that or they're worried about it. Talk about, if you get bullied, you always have me. You can go to your Dignity Act officer. Every school in New York State has one. You can talk to a trusted teacher. Hey, why don't we make you some more friends, and you get your child, there's still time to get involved in alternate social circles before the end of the summer is over. Martial arts is great for that. That's what I do, because it introduces kids to wider social nets that aren't so focused just in their classroom or their school. And it helps reinforce positive, how they view themselves positively, because the opinion of one person isn't so important anymore. So reinforcing that takes care of that worry. I've provided a solution for my child, which now shows them, hey, I could come to mom or dad, and they're going to be able to help. We want to make sure that when we talk about it, we talk about that their feelings are valid. However, right? So we don't dismiss the feeling. We acknowledge it. We give them a solution. If I can relate it to something I've been through, even better. Start this now, because it does take a little time. It's very easy to say there's no boogeyman in the closet, but the child is going to have those fears. Look, there are times when if I'm swimming alone, I still check to make sure there's no sharks in the swimming pool, right? That's something I had as a child, and I still do. It takes time to get over these things. The biggest thing, though, is never shut down our child when they come to us. If you have something going on, you can tell them, I'd love to hear about it. Let's talk about it in 10 minutes when I get off the phone, or in half an hour when I'm done cooking dinner. Or if it's something really important, you could see that distress, put that pot on the back burner and take care of the child. It'll only set them up for success once school starts. For us, that's September 6th in the Patchogue Medford District. Hope you guys got something out of this. I will be back next week with tip number 4, and then we'll wrap it all up as the school year gets started. If the school year has already started in your area, let me know how your kids are doing. See how we can make them have an even better success story. Have a great day.